Hello everyone, my name is Laura Starling and welcome to Queen City Fame, where we put the Q in Queen and the F in Fame. His style is fashionably comfortable, bold, effortless, unisex, with a street edge. He dares to challenge the industry norms. He embodies the essence of Lenny Kravitz, Mr. Joel Baang.
Thank you.
Yes, and he does look like Lenny Kravitz.
Thank you. I get that often.
So, who is Joel Baang?
I am a 32-year-old Philly native. Moved down here to Charlotte in 2010, but I am a middle child of 5 kids and 7 family, big family. Grew up in the streets of Philly. I'm just an artist at heart. I've always been an artist. I went to art school as a youngster, and that's always been my way to express myself through art.
Who introduced you to fashion?
I'd have to give the credit probably to my mother, as she would always take me shopping as a youngster. And as I learned later in my life, she and her sisters used to actually make their clothes before school or like the day before school. And so I took to fashion and wardrobe just from being around so much of it and being around style and having my own opinion, but using my opinion through my wardrobe. And so that's kind of how I got into it as a youngster.
So what inspired the name Ecru?
It was a lot of thought that went into it, but my attitude, my persona, my energy. I'm a water sign, so I'm a free-flowing kind of guy. I flow with the energy of whatever's around me. By definition, ecru is the color of raw or unbleached linen or silk. So it's like a light gray, light brown. And to me, that color, that tone, is a mellow tone. It's calm, it soothes, it just makes you feel relaxed, and that's my personality.
So Ecru is for men and women, correct?
Yes, dual gender.
Dual gender. So what made you decide to design unisex? Because that's a tough one.
Just because I wanted the ease of, as a designer, I wanted to hit like both sexes at one time. Me, I'm a little biased, of course, to men's fashion. I'm a man.
Right.
But my main goal in going unisex was because I wanted fashionable, stylish men like myself to have more feminine options, but not necessarily be female clothing or not necessarily cut like a female or not necessarily with the same inseam as a female, but just more feminine elements to like bring femininity and masculinity together in a garment so that a female like yourself and your type, your style, your body shape and height could wear the same garment that I wear. And so that was the reason, that was the inspiration behind a unisex garment or a unisex clothing period.
So you have some models here. You're going to show us a couple of the designs and talk about them. So let's take a look at those.
Absolutely. Dee is wearing the Belshuk jumpsuit, which is a unisex jumpsuit with a that is made out of a jersey silk combination. The jumpsuit is actually cinched at the waist here, where it can be adjusted to either fit loosely or it can fit as tight or as fitted as you'd like. And the drape is actually just a piece of the cutout from the creation of the garment, and I use it as a scarf or as a throw to just give the garment a little bit more attitude and another layer. I like to layer, so I like a lot of layers, and so I like to just see all the drapery and all the layering just kind of happen in a natural form, and then it just kind of falls very comfortable, ease of access, the zipper in the back and the drawstring in the middle with the cuff bottom and with the 2 hidden pockets on the side. Love pockets. All right, and coming over here to my friend Kyle, he is wearing actually one of my newest additions to my clothing line, which is my printed tees. This one says celebrity, which is crossed out really regular as and also he is sporting my Zephram pants, which is a very comfortable jersey cotton blend pant that is kind of like yoga pants. They fit really comfortable. They have a really easy fall to them. They can be worn to sleep in. They can be worn to like go to the mall, Saturday shopping. They're just like easy pants. So I called them the Zephram Easy Pants because they're that easy. And he's wearing one of my custom cardigans that was made for specifically for one of my shows. And it's just still in my inventory. I love it because of the tribal look. And I'm actually considering releasing. So we'll see in the future. Also, one of my favorite trends, that I'm making up, is the belted look for men. So I'm into belting looks to kind of bring a cinched waist or a smaller waist to guys' clothes, and to kind of get guys more comfortable being in a more feminine style and kind of just being more edgy and more risky, which is why I described it as a modern, risky, and versatile garment.
So what do you think the benefit is for designers to feature their line on runways?
The benefit, of course, is always exposure.
Okay.
Exposure to multiple audiences, target audiences, or even audiences that you may not even feel that you have. Also, to give you that experience of being in a fashion show and like presenting your art to the world.
Do you see your brand like in a storefront?
Storefront, I would definitely not be opposed. That's not the first option that I want, but it's cool because who wouldn't want to have their garments in a store?
Right.
I like where I'm at now with being able to have the control and the involvement in the design.
Mm-hmm.
So I really do see my brand being global, worldwide, of course, and being with the ease of access with the internet. Having a mobile store or a mobile boutique or an online boutique is so much more convenient.
So where can someone find your brand, Ecru?
Ecru, website is ecrufashion.com. The Instagram is _ecrufashion, and my personal Instagram is _Joel Baang with 2 A's.
Well, guys, you heard it right here. That's the end of our show. We want to thank Joel Baang.
Thank you.
Mr. Lenny Kravitz.
Thank you.
For joining us today. This is Queen City Fame, where we put the Q in Queen and the F in Fame. All right, I'm here. Whew.
I am Candice the model, and I am a model. I grew up in a small town in Ismailia, and I have 7 other siblings, so I have a really huge family. Number 3, there's the school here in Charlotte, North Carolina. I was 14 when I was introduced to the school. It was a model school. So I had no clue anything about modeling, and I was, just curious, like, why my mama bringing me here? So when I went to the audition, they had us walk. We tell a little bit about ourselves, and they advised my mom that they wanted me to join the school. That's how I actually started getting into model. Now, I did take some model courses. I took one here in Charlotte with Anthony Simons, and he was hard. He kind of made me, really think about runway modeling, because it was something about the eyes. The eyes tell the story on the runway. So he would have me continuously do it again. I don't believe you. You're not a model. Do it again. So I did take his courses down here, which really helped me out a lot. And I also took some courses with an Atlanta coach, and she does the beautiful one. And whenever I started taking her courses, that's how I kind of got introduced to the celebrity events, and I was able to book consecutive jobs. That's where majority of my jobs started coming in. I can say on the first time that I did runway, it was down here in the Queen City. I will never forget, it was designed by Danny. Did her runway, and that's when it just started taking off. I created a casting page and I put it under my brand. I actually went ahead and branded CTM LLC so that I can provide opportunity for other models that's coming in the industry who want to know how to start modeling. Where do I begin? What do I start? I continue to started doing runway coaching. So I started coaching some models from kids from the age of 4 and up. What I do to prepare myself for a fashion show, I spend 30 minutes every day walking to perfect it, walking for 30 minutes in the hill. I will go to the grocery stores in my hill. I even tell new models, practice, practice, practice. To this day, I still do 30 minutes of practice, especially when I'm wearing a lot of flats and I'm not in my everyday world. It's so many different ways to walk. So those are the things that I kind of bring to the forefront with models that's coming into the industry, because you got to be versatile. You can't be just one way. In order for you to be able to book different jobs and have no limitation, you got to be able to give the consumers what they want, and especially the designers. I worked for Lisa Nicole Cloud, who used to be on Married to Medicine. That's actually how I got my first little snippet, 15-minute of fame on Bravo TV on Married to Medicine. I've worked for Bells, I worked for Macy's. I've done almost 100 shows in counting. At this point now, I've been published in about 12 magazines this far in counting, because I have another one coming out. What I hope to accomplish in the next 5 years, of course, I want to open up a model school. That's my biggest goal. And the reason why I want to open up a model school is because, as I said, I started in a school. My mom couldn't afford the tuition. I also want to go into acting. And that's what I've been doing here lately. And I have my first movie role coming out, and I play the girl named G. I'm hoping that in the near future that I can start doing a little bit more movie roles. Other than modeling, I do work full-time. I'm also a mother with 3 kids. The advice that I will give to other models, I would say that no matter how many no's you get in this industry, you have to continue to push until you get yes.
Queen City Fame Model Spotlight, Candice the model. Welcome to Queen City Fame, where we put the Q in Queen and the F in Fame. He was a commercial model, still handsome, I say. His godmother is an international model. Magnolia Emporium has a long history. Mr. Randolph James. So who is Randolph James?
That's a difficult question. It's very complex.
Well, expand for us.
Well, I think the complexities overall are because of my family dynamics and how that shaped who I am.
So where'd you grow up?
I grew up in a beautiful neighborhood called Coral Gables, Florida. It's in Miami. It had a wonderful, wonderful Spanish influence.
Now, Magnolia Emporium has a rich history that stems back to Mexico.
Yeah.
Discuss the birth of Magnolia Emporium.
Magnolia Emporium started in San Miguel de Allende in Mexico, one of probably the most picturesque towns that I've ever lived in or visited, I think, in the world. It's magic, it really is. And I happened to be there during a tough time in the US economy. A lot of stuff had started to tank. And I felt at that point that I needed to go back to work as well, to start looking to go back to work. And I hadn't worked for at least almost a decade leading up to that. And I called my mom up and I asked her, what do you think I should do? You know, what should I need to recreate myself, what should I do? And she says, well, what's your passion? It was easy, design. That's always been, because even when I had stopped working, I was still working with past clients and doing their homes. So we started to plan almost immediately, and I needed something that would work there, would work in the Philippines, and also work in the States. The common thread for all of that, how we figured it out, I don't know, was magnolia trees. There's magnolia trees everywhere. There's different varieties, and that was the thread, so that was the name. Then I needed an image, I needed a brand from that. My godmother was my inspiration for that. She is an amazing woman who was a house model and very dear friends with a very famous designer by the name of Emilio Pucci. That iconic color of my interior design logo, those colors stem from Pucci. And not a whole lot of people know that, but that's where it comes. And the fact that my godmother's name is Louise, my mother's name is Thelma, and the two of them together are just like Thelma and Louise. And they are a lot of trouble.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you.
So Magnolia Emporium is located in the Gold District.
Yeah.
Give me some background of the Gold District.
The Gold District, frankly, has always been here. People just did not know it in Charlotte. You know, we're literally sitting on gold. The gold rush started in Charlotte. It didn't start in California. And one of the most prolific gold mines was just 2 blocks away.
Okay, I need something to go, like, get some of that gold.
Well, you get a shovel, I could show you where to go, but you better put on some scuba gear because there's a lot of water there too.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I was introduced to a couple of amazing people here in the neighborhood when I was looking for an office, because I started getting business here in Charlotte out of nowhere. And I met Stephen Overcash, which he's got a bunch of buildings named after him around the town.
Okay.
That's Overcash Tim and Architecture. And my very dear friend, they both are dear friends at this point, Karen Wingett. She's not only my friend, she's also my real estate agent, and she is the chairwoman of the Gold District.
Okay.
So, we have this little rat pack group of us and a couple others, and we have been working for several years to turn this into what it is now. Mm-hmm. It's now has its official designation as the Gold District, a part of South End. So we grew from, I think it was originally started at like 30-something acres, 40-something acres. We went to 70-something acres, and then, surprise, we blossomed to like 113 acres out of nowhere. I was essentially the first retail store in the neighborhood, and now we have like 5 or 6 more businesses opening up.
Well, tell us about the art community, because I know there's a big art community here in the Gold District, and you guys all work together collectively.
I mean, they're just absolutely brilliant. I have artists that just started painting after a relative had passed away.
Wow.
And she's been painting for a year, and her work is, this is one of her pieces here, is Jeannie.
Wow.
I mean, it's breathtaking. Mm-hmm. You know, and Sam, I mean, oh my God, Sam is incredible. She's from Philadelphia, and from that, we've developed a wonderful network of artists. I think we've got 16 or 17 here right now.
Why is it important to you to feature local artists here at Magnolia Emporium?
I think it's more than anything, it's a matter of a way for me to give back. Through these artists, they inspire me, but for some reason they keep telling me that I inspire them. I don't believe them. I've helped take artists that, you know, who hadn't painted in 35 years to a point where they are being asked for endorsement deals for textiles from major distributors.
That's awesome.
We have, you know, Sam Guzzi that we've been able to help bring to fruition her charity, which is now a 501A on its way to becoming a 501c3 called Brand the Moth.
So I say, and this is something that I've heard, you say customers can expect a curated shopping experience here. Now this is the first time I've ever heard of a curated shopping experience.
Yeah.
Explain what that means.
I have to play this together because it sort of connects together, because we don't have a lot of furniture here. But we won Best Furniture in Charlotte for 2017. We tied. We're not a gallery, but we won Best Place to Buy Art in Charlotte. Because of the bespoke experience and curated experience on getting the customer what they want. I reach out to, incredible manufacturers like, Aviva Stanoff, whose iconic mermaid pillows.
I love that.
I mean, the pillow behind you, it takes 3 to 4 weeks to make, and it's embedded with Swarovski crystals. That's the kind of quality that we want in the vendors that we sell. I have over 700 vendors, and it's growing.
You're talking about so many great things that you have in here. Can you take us on a journey here in the store?
I'd be happy to. We try and get local products whenever possible. Like this one here, Whispering Willow. Love this company, and they're from Lincolnton, North Carolina. All natural. Another one I like a lot, of course, is in the candles. And this one is lovely. This is French House. And I really chose this after Sam Guzzi from Brand the Moth because of her logo. And it's one of those things where just fragrances and things like this butterfly inspire me for why I'm choosing it. We have everything from clay masks and soaps. I love this soap company, Bisbee Soap and Sundry. Beautiful paintings like this one up from Sam Guzzi. That is just amazing, absolutely amazing. Handmade items, which I love this one. Karma is we figured that one out. These gorgeous ornaments are hand painted by Moni, and I got her making more holiday ornaments last year, and I'm so glad she did because they're just beautiful and they're all hand painted. Now here's another example of some of the many things that we have. We also have tile, we have furniture, we have towel, we have vanities, kitchen cabinetries, everything. This particular tile is called Eva, and it was named after this beautiful little girl, and now it's in bathrooms, it's in kitchens, and it's being installed all over the world. And I have the first one, which that's really cool. I like that. I think my favorite treats is our mermaid pillows. This one in particular, this is Beetle, and I think this is the truest representation. It goes nicely with the ring, I think. It's the truest representation of what a mermaid tail would look like to me. These are called the Darcy pillows, and this is from a company in Miami called V-Rug & Home, and they have some beautiful stuff. Now we do have a little bit of gourmet here. This is Mike's Hot Honey. This is a real popular favorite, actually, of Charlotte Fashion Plate. Melissa, she uses this in a lot of her recipes, and I have shipped this to California, I've shipped it to New Jersey, I've shipped it to South Florida. This is some really good honey. There's a lot of serious stuff here and beautiful and elegant pieces, but we have to have a little fun. We've got tough toys next to, a handmade doll and pet shampoo and spicy margarita mix and organic chocolate. Up here is this wonderful painting. It's called Timekeeper by Sam Guzzi. That's the same Sam Guzzi from Brand the Moth. This incredible piece of art is a belt buckle. And all of them, it's from Fijord 13, and all of these are different. They all have a story. We have soaps for people with really filthy minds, of course, and filthy brothers and filthy fathers and even a filthy Santa. This is from Joyce Wines, and it's just a portion of her artwork that we've sold here, and she turns them into cups. And it's also something we encourage a lot of our artists to do, to have that extra merch. Even a vintage bracket for drapery sitting here too. And of course, you gotta have your sock game on, and we do.
So tell us about the brand, the Moth Murals. And let me not forget Queen Charlotte.
This started out before Sam even got here. This young lady is Erin Laney, and she's done a couple other projects for us in the past. And through that, what we decided to do was offer positions for some of our local businesses. We have Unknown Brewery here, Hoppin', CLT, which is opening just around the corner from us, Yume Bistro, which is also a new business. We have Soul Food, and several other businesses, well known, of course, Price's Chicken and Craft Growler, Boone Oakley. And what we're doing is we're going to brand this whole wall. We licensed it to the Gold District. And in that, we're going to have t-shirts, we're going to have prints and things like that made, and then all the proceeds go back into the neighborhood. And from that, we're able to produce more murals and help pay for more artists and more supplies. And this whole mural is sponsored by Benjamin Moore Paint and Magnolia Paint Company as well. One of the other murals that we have down here it was actually done by Sam Guzzi herself. This is Queen Charlotte of Mecklenburg-Strelitz. Amazing woman in her own right. She was an amateur botanist, which is why we have a lot of the growth down on the bottom. The bird of paradise was named after her. She used to spend a lot of time in Kew Gardens and helped in a lot of the redesign of the gardens there in England. She was a German princess who married an English king, and one of the things that is often not portrayed, which it is here, is her Portuguese and African descent. And I think Sam did a really awesome job in capturing that.
So you have some connections to Nashville. Are you a country singer?
I wish I could have a voice like that, especially like my cousins, but no, unfortunately I don't. My family, I have quite a few cousins that live there, and one of my cousins is a multi-platinum Grammy Award-winning performer. His name is Raul Malo for a group called the Mavericks, and they've been on tour and out for probably 26, 27 years now. And there's a performance show. It's indie artists that I help sponsor. It's a program called the Chris Top Radio Program. And it really gives artists the chance that they may not have with some of the bigger record labels.
Right.
And we basically kind of plug you in. And, you know, if you need a camera guy, you need new headshots, you need a guitar backup, you need voiceovers, you need print work, whatever it may be, we have the resources to help you with that. We've had American Idol contestants perform on there as well. So, I mean, they're in the thick of things, and this just kind of gives them an additional platform to be out there. Chris is a great guy. It's an awesome radio show. It's based just outside of Nashville. I met him through my family when he interviewed two of my cousins who were on a reality TV show called Private Lives of Nashville Wives. That's how I met Chris, and we became really good friends, and I started helping him with his show and sponsoring it and sponsoring the awards and things like that. Something I'm very, very honored to do.
Can you name a couple of celebrities? Just a couple.
Well, I've had the very good fortune of this year being featured in Draper James by a fairly well-known actress by the name of Reese Witherspoon, who her and her wonderful writer had listed us as her favorite shop in Charlotte to come to. So that was really nice. I've had some country singers here. I have an amazing patron of ours and benefactor, Her Grace Lady Darcy. She's an Italian baroness.
Magnolia Emporium has received many accolades, and I'm gonna have to read this because it's so many.
Oh my God.
The accolades includes voted best accessory store in Charlotte,
Yeah.
voted best furniture store in Charlotte,
Yeah.
voted best store to buy art in Charlotte,
Yeah.
voted best store for hostess's gift in Charlotte.
Now I'll brag about that one because
Brag
we got
about
some
that
good
one.
stuff.
Okay. Okay. And then 2017 winner of Charlotte Magazine Bob Awards, and my all-time favorite 2017 winner of Elevate Lifestyles,
Yeah.
Best of the Best.
Yeah.
I think you're doing something right.
I hope so. I hope so.
So how do you continue to exceed expectations? Because that's where all of these, awards and accolades come from.
Well, the one thing is I don't put expectations. I don't even put them on my kids. It's you do the best with what you have, you make it work. And that's basically what I'm doing here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So guys, you've heard everything here. Can you tell our audience or our viewers where they can experience Magnolia Emporium for themselves?
Well, first and foremost, you got to come to the store because seeing it online is just not the same. But Magnolia Emporium is at 307 Lincoln Street. You can find us on Instagram under Magnolia Emporium. Also Facebook, Magnolia Emporium. We're on Twitter under Magnolia Emporia because they wouldn't let me fit the whole thing in there.
Right. Thank you so much for inviting us into your lovely gallery.
You're very welcome. It's an honor to have you here.
Thank you. Well guys, that's it for us today. Thank you for joining Queen City Fame, where we put the Q in Queen and the F in Fame. We'll see you next time.